It is always the little foxes that spoils the vine. The nonchalant behavior, not being generous with your words, late reply to messages, all of these little things that spoils our relationships. And today we are talking about three simple, magical habits that can spice up our relationship or even turn our relationship around. Honestly, these are magical habits that I can attest to it. You can send it to the bank and cash it. So, with that said, my name is Grace. This is Personal Grooming with Grace. If you are new here, what we do here is we talk about everything personal development or personal grooming, from business to relationship to education to anything that can make you a whole-rounded 360 person. That's what we talk about here. So you are welcome, and let's move straight into today's video. Before we talk about our three habits, let me share my fashion sense today. Yeah, it's a tip that someone may need. So, actually, the dress I'm wearing is a slim hand, you see. But if maybe you are going out and you want to cover your arms or just not show a lot of skin, I use this thing. It's a scarf. I bought it from Chiang Mai, Northern Thailand. So I just used this one, just folded it nicely, wrapped it around me. Okay. Yeah. And I use my brooch to just fix it together. So this is my brooch. Just then makes it feel like it's part of your dress, but in actual sense it is not part. And then it just cover you nicely. And there's a straight dress I'm wearing, but it's a good blend, and then it matches with my earring. So make sure your color blending is also okay. This is also personal grooming. Let's go right into today's video. Right. If you have not subscribed yet, please do well to subscribe, and be part of the family. And hit the notification button so that whatever video I post, you will not miss it. So, habit number one. Habit that can spice up your relationship is making sure that your partner resonates with the name you call him or her. Yes. I got this inspiration from God. The names we call God really speaks a lot. Some of the times we call God our healer just because we need healing. Sometimes we call God Yahweh. And sometimes when God is asked what we should call him, or someone asks, if I go, when Moses was going to meet Pharaoh, and he asked, if I go, what name should I say? God has specific names that he wants you to call him at certain points in time. And some of them dominate, and these are names that resonate with him. So the name you call your partner should also resonate with him or her. You may be using a general name that everybody is using. Most people are using lots of pet names, and you also choose one of them that you like. But how do you know that your partner also like that same name that you are calling him? Is it interesting to him when you call him or her? Does it make him or her feel special when you call him or her? If not, please discuss this, communicate about this, and make sure that the name you are calling him or her is a name that resonates with her, is a name that makes her feel special, is a name that sets her apart from the many names that a lot of people are calling, is a name that makes her feel like he is your partner, or he has a kind of bonding with you. You just have to let the person know. If the name that he or she's calling you is not something that you want, please let him or her know. Communicate about this, because it is really, really important. Your name is so important. If I meet you and I call you any name at all, you will be pissed off. It's the same thing if your partner calls you any name that it doesn't really bring any connection. It doesn't make the relationship blissful. So be particular about the name you are calling someone. You can even be comfortable with your own name, your first name, and you would want your partner to call you your first name. That is perfectly okay. But make sure that when the person calls you that name, there is a difference between all the other names that people are calling you, and you feel the vibe. You know what I mean? You feel the vibe. Sometimes you may be calling a name that you think that the name is okay, but your partner may have a different orientation that makes that name mean so differently to him or her, and so it doesn't really bring any connection. So please discuss this. It's important that you talk about it and know the name that really bring the bonding. Tip number 2 is random tests, and this brings magic. Magic. Right. So it's important that you send random tests. I mean, at any point in time within the day, just try to send a test. It's and the fundamentals of this is that you have to be generous with your words. If you are very, very stingy with your words, it just will not work for you. But if you are someone who is generous with your word, and if you do not know, please get my video on being generous with your words. It will help a lot. So you have to be generous with your word, and in that sense, you'll be able to have words to say every now and then. So almost every day, please test something. Just test something at any time randomly. It could be midnight, the person wake up to see it. It could be in the afternoon when the person is at work, even when the person is writing exam, when the person is anywhere. And when the message pops up and the person just out of the blue is not expecting it and just takes the phone and read, and something so sweet, just one line, just one sentence, sometimes just an emoji, just a love emoji, just like that. Don't say anything, just that one. It brings a whole blissful smile on the person's face, and it makes a whole lot of differences. Trust me. This one, you can send it to the bank and cash it. You can start right away, right now, where you are. Just make a test. And you see, every day, if you are building that kind of habit, it brings a lot of connections. It brings a lot of it builds your relationship. And the other trick is that do not just use one platform. Use different platform at different times. So today you just enter his DM or her DM on Facebook and just send something. I'm your biggest fan, or I love you so much, or you mean a lot to me. Something just sometimes it's just one word. You see how God has spread his love in the Bible. And it's not the love is not just in one book, maybe First Corinthians or something, and God is just telling us his love. No, he tells us his love all around in the Bible, in the Old Testament, in the New Testament. Everywhere you go, you see something that God is telling you. It is not just love words, but tell the person your plans for him in just one sentence, just 4 words. Something just will be a teaser to many things that a person should expect, or the person should know about you, should know, because we cannot read our thoughts from our individual minds. So make your thoughts known. God says to us that I know the thoughts I have for you. They are not thoughts of wickedness. Make it known to your partner that the thoughts you have for him or her is not thoughts of wickedness, that you love him so much, that you cherish him so much. Make these things known through your text. And as I was saying, today use Facebook, tomorrow enter LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like, what are you doing here? Because how on earth will you test me on LinkedIn? I mean, a love message, because LinkedIn is known to be for a professional platform and all of that. Enter there, go to IG, go to Twitter, go to WhatsApp, use normal text messages, just change it. And that brings all the blissfulness in your relationship. It spices up everything and makes your relationship so, so, so divine. The last one I'll talk about is build a mutual interest or project. It's so important. Most people do not know what to talk about, even when they are making calls, or they cannot talk for more than 30 minutes. 30 minutes is even small. you know. And it's like they cannot say anything. Always have a mutual thing you are doing. It can be a mutual interest, can be a mutual project, and you can talk the whole day without even knowing that you are talking the whole day. You would have to just discipline yourself to go away to do the work that you have to do. And that is what projects and mutual interest does to you. It can be something that you do every day. It can be having a mutual Bible study that you discuss it, and listening to a message and then discussing it. It can be having a mutual project of building something, building a business, building something, doing something together. Always have a mutual project, and that's always bring you together. It always give you topics to converse about. It always bring you ideas that you have to think about together and all of that. And this is so important. If you are doing distinct things, even if you are doing distinct things, you should always bring it together to discuss ideas about it. I'm going to have a presentation, blah, blah, blah. Can I present to you so that you correct and all of that? It's a mutual building of relationship. Build yourself. Use yourself as a project that I want to become better so that I can serve you better. You are a project. Actually, we are heaven's projects. We are God's projects. So every now and then we go to God, and I'm telling God that, Lord, I'm not patient. I get angry easily. Build me up. God is working on us. It's the same way you have to have a mutual project between you and your partner, so that you can build each other up, so that you can build things together. It can be praying every day together. It can be praying every week together, praying once in a month together. Have something that you do together. It's about the things you do together, not the individual vision. When the vision is individual, it is division, vision. But the vision should be one. And that brings out the spiciness and the blissfulness, and the relationship is being built on a solid ground. And hey, you cannot build your relationship without building that with God, because God is the mutual connection. When the cord is three, it becomes so strong. So build your relationship with God, and let God help you to build your relationship with your partner. You see, all of these things I said, I took it from my relationship with God. I just sometimes I just think about how God deals with me, how God relates with us as Christians, and it helps me to relate with other people as well. And this is one of the inspiration I drew from my relationship with God. If not, where would I have drew this inspiration from? Probably from the internet or social media or something, which may be ironic. So build your relationship with God. Do not leave that one behind, because that is the only thing that is going to build that relationship with your partner. I wish you a blissful relationship, and I pray that everything about you, like your work, your business, your education, everything will become so balanced, because in this community, we don't want a false balance. So may God help us all, that we may be able to build everything that we are growing, whether our education, our work, our career, our businesses, our relationship, whatever it is. I pray that God grants us the strength that we will not disgrace him in any way. On this note, I'll end my video here, and I'll see you in my next video. If you have not subscribed, I've forgotten. If you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.